2025 Concacaf Gold Cup begins this Saturday, June 14th. And this is going to be the last, not necessarily major tournament, but last competitive games that the USMNT is going to get a chance to play before the World Cup in 2026. This is a big, big deal for us. This is my tournament preview from a USMNT perspective. We won't go through every single group. We're just going to go through what the teams that we're going to face, what our group looks like, and we'll go from there. We'll talk about our group. We'll talk about our lineup that I think we should go into the Gold Cup with, our expectations for how we should finish, how we should look, what should happen, and any extra thoughts that kind of come to mind. Let's get right into it. So first up, our group, we have Saudi Arabia, which is a debut. I think this is their debut to the Gold Cup, if I'm not mistaken. Hervé Renard is coaching them. We have Haiti and we have Trinidad and Tobago in our group, which is a group that we should win. We should top without any excuses. The only problems that we may face is against Saudi Arabia. Everything else really should be straightforward, especially with the coach that we have and the team that we have as well. Even though it's like a B with a dash of C roster in there, whatever, dude. Yeah, don't even get me started. I'm cooled off since the Switzerland game, but I'm still hurting from it. Whatever. So our group, we should top it. We play Trinidad and Tobago first, then we play Saudi Arabia, then we play Haiti. Those games, that's a great line of games that really we could build the confidence with Trinidad. If we slip up against Saudi Arabia, we still will have a chance to, we should win every game. But if we slip up against Saudi Arabia, the game against Haiti, we should win comfortably as well, just to get us through. Now, what should we look like going into the Gold Cup in terms of lineup or play style or tactics? Now, I'm no tactician, but I do think our best lineup is probably going to be Matt Turner. I know I gave him a lot of shtick last review with the match against Switzerland. He should be in goal. We'll have John Tolkien on the left back, Mark McKenzie, Chris Richards, center backs. On the right, probably Nathan Harriel. I wouldn't be Alex Freeman. Sure, we probably could do that too. I'm not really comfortable with either one. A double pivot if Tyler is healthy, which there haven't been any updates with whether or not he'll start. If Tyler's healthy, we'll start. We should, not saying we will. We should start Tyler Adams and Johnny Cardoso. I won't be mad if Luca De La Torre gets to start. And then the line of three under our striker is probably going to be, and it should be, Hadji Wright on the left, Malik Tillman or Diego Luna in the center. And then on the right, Malik Tillman or Diego Luna. Those can be switched. What I would do personally, I would put Luna in the 10, and I would put Malik Tillman. He's got more experience playing on the wings than Luna does. Luna has experience on the wings, but I don't see him on the right do as well. My personal opinion. If they do it the other way around, cool with me too. I don't mind. Striker, I think it should be Damian Downs. I don't think that Ajimang or Brian White showed any promise that they could do anything after the Switzerland game or Turkey game. And though Damian Downs didn't do much either in the Switzerland game, he is the one we haven't seen the most. And I just feel, I don't know, there's something about him that, whether I've seen him in club level or what, I'm hip on him. I think he'll be in the future a really good player for us. Anyways, that is the lineup that I think we should go into the Gold Cup with. That's our strongest lineup this camp. We'll have people coming off the bench that are decently strong. Like if it is Luca De La Torre that starts, Johnny can come off the bench. Both Aronson brothers can come off the bench. I think Quinn Sullivan, sure, he could come off the bench at like the 80th minute if we want. And we just kind of have a little bit of leeway to do stuff like that. I'd like to see it. Who knows? We'll see. Anyways, as terms of expectations of what should happen in the Gold Cup, this is my opinion. We should get to a final. We should win this thing. Everyone else, is really no problem for us besides the usuals: Canada, Mexico, Panama. That's it. I don't see anyone in this tournament that actually kind of has something that we should lose to. Now, that is just based off numbers and not necessarily like stats, because we haven't played great in the last few games, but from who we are in our past and how we've been dominating CONCACAF for like the last 4 years, I think we should win this tournament. That's what I hope. That's what I think. What might really happen we might get a quarterfinal or semifinal exit. That's just the reality. I'm just going to keep it straight. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a group exit. Here's why. I feel like Saudi Arabia could do us in. I feel like we could slip up against Trinidad and Tobago. We'll win against Haiti, but that is a possibility that we slip up against Trinidad. They've always given us a run for the money, especially when we play them away. And then Saudi Arabia, first time in the Gold Cup, they're wanting to prove something. They're trying to get practice. They're trying to get reps in, just like everyone else is going into the World Cup. They wanted to get in this tournament for a reason, just to play people. They're going to be in the country that the World Cup's being played. They're going to have a chip on their shoulder to show something in this tournament. They looked fine. They're kind of in a downward kind of progression as a federation ever since they won against Argentina in the 2022 World Cup. They really haven't looked the same since, but they're here to prove something. So I feel like those two matches we could lose if we're not on our game. If we play like we did against Switzerland, if we play the players that played against Switzerland against those teams, I would not be surprised if we get a 1-0 loss against Trinidad, and then a 2 or 3-0 loss against Saudi Arabia. That's just how I feel. That's me being pessimistic. What I hope is that we win every single game. Now get this. If we do start some of the players that started against Switzerland or Turkey, guys like Quinn Sullivan, guys like Sebastian Berhalter, guys like Nathan Harriel, guys like Max Arston, Ajiman, whatever, they can score goals. They can do well. But then we have to put in context who we playing. We're playing Haiti. We're playing Trinidad. We're playing teams that are significantly worse than us. So all these stat merchants that want to look at like, oh, Ajiman is scoring goals. Bump that, dude. These matches we need to be looking at tactically. We need to be putting a lineup that is better than the last few that we've been putting out. And maybe I'm just talking in circles, but with all that being said, my expectation for us is to win it. I want us to win it. My realistic prediction of what will happen, I think we'll probably go out in the semifinal. Worst case scenario is we get grouped, but there is a possibility that we go out in the quarterfinals. Now, that's my lineup that I think we should go into this tournament with. That's my expectations about this. What are some things that let's look on the bright side. We've been talking for about 4 minutes about how low we've been doing and how not excited this could be. But let's look at it on the other side. Let's be a glass half full kind of fan. This is what I think could happen with the USA men's national team. We could come out with that lineup. I'm not saying my lineup's perfect, but I do think it's got the best player for player that we have in our roster for this camp specifically. If we go with that lineup and we start playing with some cohesion, we start playing with some tactics. As a Spurs fan, I've seen the best Tottenham I've ever seen under Pochettino. And I know he didn't really get a lot of success everywhere he went, but towards the end of his Chelsea tenure, he was finally getting them to play well. He's finally getting them to play in a really, really good system. And I feel like it can work. Poch needs time. He's been given time. And this isn't me not making any excuses for him. He has had time. And I've been voicing how I feel like he's been putting out these crazy random lineups that make no sense to me at all. This is a chance to have some competitive games thrown his way. I know he had the Nations League and he bottled that, but this is a chance for him to finally say, all right, I'm going to put up our best players we have at this camp, and they're going to show something. I feel like Malik Tillman, I feel like Haji Wright, I think those two players together could do something special. I feel like Damian Downs, he's young, he's got that spunk, he's got that mojo, he's young, he's quick. He wants to show something for this national team. Speaking of wanting to show something for the national team, Diego Luna, he's going to be fighting from minute 1 to minute 90. You're going to want that on your team. Tyler Adams, solid. One of the best players for Bournemouth in the Premier League for them. And Johnny Cardoso, killing it at Betis. No, he can't put it on. He hasn't, well, at least, not saying he can't. He hasn't put it on for the USA shirt, but he has doing it for club. Maybe that comes out this tournament because we start playing with some tactics. We start playing with some belief. Will this happen? Maybe not. But what if it does? And as fans, we need to believe that it does. I believe that it does. I believe that it can. I know I was angry against the Switzerland game, but I'm cooled down. It's all good. Well, it's not all good, but I'm hoping it will be all good. And I believe with this team, we could beat, and this is just a personal kind of grievance, I feel like we could beat this Mexico team who's all on their high horse right now about how good they're doing, how they've been revived from Jose Aguirre, and it's just, yeah, I feel like we could beat the team with our best lineup. I feel like we could beat Mexico and really stick it to everyone that's been yelling at us saying that we're not good enough, which we haven't been. But I think that this could be great. I said there could be positives against the Switzerland game, and we saw how that happened. So I could be so wrong. But I hope I'm not. For the sake of the USA men's national team, I hope I am not wrong. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts on what we should expect from our boys in the Gold Cup this summer. Thankfully, we have 2 games in the September camp against South Korea and Japan. I don't know if it's in that order, but we have another chance this summer to get some reps in, hopefully get a better lineup, and then we have some chances in January. But that's it. And then we have the World Cup here at home. So let's do something special. Let's start now. Let's get some cohesion. Let's get some chemistry. Let's get our boys playing like we know that they can with a great manager like Pochettino. So come on, USA, let me know your thoughts. Who's your starting lineup? I want to know your expectations on where we're going to finish. Do you think we win it? Who do we lose to? Who should we look out for? Thanks for watching.